Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, you're not going to believe the names that Saudi Arabia wants for WrestleMania 43.
And we're going to tell you how they moved years to get this one over the line.
They changed the number and everything. It was crazy. I'm Andy Murray.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is the news. All right, so Saudi WrestleMania 43. We talked about this yesterday when a lot of the stuff came out. Reports from PW Insider, reports from Fightful Select, all kinds of things. There was a Snapchat video that was uploaded with a gentleman from the Sports Authority saying, hey, this is happening in 2027. Nope, 2027. Yeah. It's 2025 right now. That all adds up. Apparently there's a WWE announcement today at 3 p.m. Eastern, so that would be 8 o'clock over here. With Triple H, a bunch of other people. It's probably that. It's probably WrestleMania. The announcement's in Vegas, which is where WrestleMania is next year. Our favorite place.
Yeah.
Now, however, Dave Meltzer has a bit of an update on Wrestling Observer Radio on this. We're going to cover two aspects of it on this video here. One involves getting a bunch of old dudes out of retirement. And I think this is probably a mixed bag of humans when it comes to their states and their conditions to return. So unsurprisingly, they want to absolutely load this show with as many big names as possible. Yeah. That was an early hallmark, certainly, of the Saudi Arabian shows, and we saw universally panned disasters like the Brothers of Destruction versus DX, and among other things. But Dave Meltzer's assumption is that the people they're going to contact about having matches, wrestling matches, at WrestleMania 43, I'm going to go from most to least likely, I think, right? All right. The Rock, okay? He wrestled a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Sure. Steve Austin wrestled Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
All right. He's technically retired, I guess. Which of these last two is the least plausible? Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
We've just spoken about his greatest hits over there.
Works in quite a high-tech gym most days of the week. He's to get himself, back ready.
Training with them young bucks at the PC.
Took nearly 10 years off and then outworks everybody else in the match he was in 2018.
Exactly. If he could take time out from his busy schedule as a literal cult leader, I think he'd be all right. It's not literal at all.
He's got a lot on his plate.
And the last one's The Undertaker, the dead man. So they're all in various states of retirement.
Yeah.
The Rock has obviously wrestled. Austin has obviously wrestled. Shawn Michaels was extremely rueful and regretful of his last match.
Well, he saw it.
Yes. Yeah, he did. He did. At Crown Jewel 2018?
Yeah.
The Undertaker's last match was obviously the Boneyard. So, his last match wasn't really a traditional wrestling match. He had his retirement ceremony in COVID times with all these Thunderdome screens and holograms of Paul Bearer. I actually thought the hologram of Paul Bearer was quite a nice touch.
Yeah.
Based on what you could have done. What do you reckon of this? Do you reckon they're going to get any of these geezers? And I tell you what, it is a bit of a change from the days of them wanting Yokozuna and the Ultimate Warrior.
God. Yeah. I was wondering why you were going to list them in the most to least likely states, Warrior and Yoko. Let's talk about sports washing, right? When this deal first came together, and obviously that was around the time that you would have heard us talk a lot about the phenomenon of sports washing, and here we are, 6-7 years later, and we're talking about events still to come in the future. The reality is it has worked. It has worked to an unbelievable degree. There are boxing matches, there are football matches, there are F1, there are things promoted all the time around the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia now. They have an invested interest in Newcastle United here in the UK, and it feels like only the beginning of their furthering into various sort of mainstream sports in various countries around the world. And WWE have been a massive, massive part of that. It was one of the, the last industry defining deals that Vince McMahon did while still in that position that he held, right? And back when that first started, the fact that Triple H and Shawn Michaels wrestled The Undertaker and Kane, and the fact that it was known as the Goldberg night or whatever, did the opposite of what Vision 2030 sought out to achieve, which was to normalise the idea of entertainment in Saudi Arabia. If anything, this looked like sort of Misfit Legends Island night, completely separated from WWE's weekly television. So it felt like there was a strategic rethink over the years. No longer would it be Undertaker wrestling for frozen piss trophies. It was, in fact...
sorry, that's the prestigious Two-Week Mountain
Two-Week Mountain Trophy. My apologies.
He beat AJ Styles for that honour.
He did.
So show some respect.
Still in the background on his power Outcast, probably.
It's basically the SmackDown fist.
Yeah, very much so.
Everybody loves it.
The fact that they started moving towards actually making it matter. You have the likes of the sort of the King of the Ring being decided over there, so that number one contenders for SummerSlam are decided over there. The fact that they were able to not just tokenistically involve women wearing t-shirts over their outfits, but include the entire women's division on the shows, albeit with concessions made to like what they wear. It's all been part of the sports washing and Vision 2030 project of being able to say, look, this is not just doing it for novelty and cash, it's doing it to normalise everything.
Sure.
The Royal Rumble was there to normalise the fact that we're here talking about WrestleMania. WrestleMania itself now seems like it's going to be a festival of all of that.
Yeah.
So you've got the
old guys.
the biggest canonised event of the year, plus the old guys that will like be tempted out of retirement for bigger stacks of cash than they would ever like be offered for working, say, at WrestleMania in like North America or anywhere like kind of what we consider traditional domestic territories. Steve Austin, I'm sure there was other reasons, but was quite public about like not working WrestleMania 40, and money came up as a thing for that. So even that big opportunity or whatever is potentially not enough. Saudi Arabia, we're talking different stacks of cash here, and that's what makes these names more realistic and more possible. And what's this all about? They want to see if WrestleMania, as the tourist destination event it is everywhere in America, can be that in Saudi Arabia. You know, you're in these comment sections, and I'm saying this without judgment. Would you be interested in travelling to a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia if WrestleMania is part of your annual vacation diet?
Sure.
I'm interested to see that, and I imagine WWE and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are interested to know that too.
Yeah.
These are the ways to find that out.
Yeah, exactly. And like, the reason Mania is there is because of the money. Brandon Thurston posted the graphic last night.
It's crazy.
Like, the revenue they have generated from these shows already greatly outweighs ticket sales for every WrestleMania combined, and there's been 41 of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's Scrooge McDuck. It's basically Scrooge McDuck versus Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about in terms of
every old metric is dead as a result of the Saudi deal, isn't it?
100%. 100%. So it's extremely lucrative to TKO, WWE, Endeavor, whoever the heck else. Personally, I WrestleMania, I don't want 4 old guy matches. I don't want that. I want to see the best storylines of the year coming to a head. And I want to see primarily the people I've been watching all year. Now, will I absolutely take 1 or 2 old guy matches? Yes. I actually really liked The Rock's tag match the other year. You did not.
No.
A lot of people are the same. I don't mind that. One here, and that right, was interweaved into current storylines because of the lore of the bloodline and all of this
You'd like
stuff.
to think it'd be better than the years where they would just bring legends back for no reason.
Exactly.
You'd like to think.
You'd hope so. I don't want to see Hiroki Sumi pretending to be Yokozuna.
No, exactly.
Because they wanted a guy who passed away years and years and years ago. I don't want to see The Undertaker wrestle again.
No.
We do, towards the end of his run, Graveyard Dogs, sensational.
There's the match. There's the get the band back together.
It's like 8 years ago at this stage.
Get a new fella for the day, man, with little urns.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. But also, when the old guys show up on these shows, they get crazy reception. It's a different audience. I'm not the guy sitting in the chair in that stadium. They have traditionally, when the shows have gone to Saudi Arabia, popped huge for the old geezers. So it's a different audience they're catering to, and it would be silly not to acknowledge that. Let's talk about them changing years.
Yeah, so the discussion of WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, yes, we're having it today around what's assumed to be like an official announcement from WWE, and the kind of leaked news early this week. But it's been in the conversation for a while. And per Dave Meltzer, again, of the Wrestling Observer, there has been a date change to actually bring it forward. I never know if it's forward or back, but it was going to be 2028 before it ultimately became 2027. Yeah. Meltzer's got the scoop ski on this one. WWE, he said, were keen for it to be in 2028, but it is Saudi Arabia itself that has looked for 2027. Turkey Al Sheikh is the one running the show. Per Dave, obviously, he kind of like lays out all the key players. It's like that Unreal episode with the graphic of all the, so you've obviously got...
I think you'll find Dave called this guy the final boss.
The final boss of all of this is Turkey Al Sheikh. So you've got Ari Emanuel as the head of TKO, you've got Nick Khan as the head of WWE, you've got Travis Scott, the head of Fiend, you've got Dana White, the head of the UFC, and obviously Dana White and Nick Khan together run TKO Boxing. But yes, quote, the final boss is is Take Al Sheikh, because he's the guy. In Dave's words, he's the guy with all the money at his disposal. This is what we're talking about. Kind of what feels like an almost limitless supply of money to be able to put this one on. So he pushed for Saudi Arabia. I want to get this right. I believe the country was made in 1727 for independence. 2027 would be the 300th anniversary of Saudi Arabia, just as 2026 is the 250th anniversary of the United States. So he says, even though it's a couple of years, I don't know if they're going to be able to get them. This is in relation to the start. They're going to spend a whole lot of money to get what they want. The 300th anniversary, they're paying the money for it. They have the matches they want, and they're working really, really hard to get them.
So all of this adds up in logic, right? It all, when you pick it apart, the story makes sense from the standpoint of the organizers. It's the huge anniversary of the nation, so they want bigger sporting events than they have, even the ones they have been promoting as part of Saudi Vision 2030. And it would therefore stand to reason that they would spend extra money to try and coax big names out. And also, it would also stand to reason that if WWE wanted 2028, if 2027 is the anniversary, they would want to pull it forward. I feel sorry for New Orleans. It seems like they've been shafted again.
Further and further away to the long grass, that one.
Never been to New Orleans, but it looks like a lovely place. I'd love to go sometime. But yeah, it does stand to reason that they would pull this thing forward if the money guy, the big man, the final boss, as Dave called him, the final boss. What are we doing? The Rock is behind it all, it seems. The Rock actually brokered this deal.
He did.
He invented deals. The concept of deals was invented by him. I've still not seen him deal with the eel, but...
Or Danny deals, for that matter.
Danny Eels. Eels.
The Rock's got this one out now in order to get it out before Triple H.
Yeah.
So he's 1-0'd him because they sent The Rock out to announce the New Orleans thing, and he's never forgave him for it.
It's more political wrangling going on. The Rock is going to personally ensure that Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus the Brothers of Destruction happens again.
It's a smashing machine rather than a well-oiled one, isn't it?
Yeah. The Rock wrestling again is an interesting proposition. Because if he just chooses to keep that weight off... Like, part of the thing with The Rock is he's a giant, jacked 50-year-old. It's a bit of a different appeal. Look, I think he looks great leaned down. I mean, admittedly, right, when the photo we saw of him, and it was a really nice shirt. He was like, it draped perfectly over his frame.
Of course it
was tucked in. He
looked well styled.
The shirt was incredible. Yeah. It's like curated, deliberate effort. But I thought he looked good. We're not off to a great start with this this show. Personally, I would just prefer a regular ass WrestleMania. I would rather see the biggest matches in the storyline universe. Yeah. I'm not interested personally in seeing Shawn Michaels wrestle again. I don't think Shawn Michaels is interested in seeing Shawn Michaels wrestle again.
It's not value judgment particularly. I know that these are just millionaires that just get richer off the back of it, but the money... Like, it is really hard to imagine turning down that kind of money for that one night's work if you're in the position like many wrestlers are to get themselves back match fit for that one night. I don't know where I sit with it. Like, you could just go, no thank you, but then on the other hand, you are being asked by your bosses and being shown this enormous pile of cash. It's like everybody's got a line or a price or whatever, and I don't know. I think it's tricky. I could see all of them saying yes just as much as I could see 2 or 3 of them going, you know what, it's not for me.
Well, that's the thing. Like if I retired at, what age was The Undertaker? Like late 50s when you retired? Something like that? If I'm 58, I retire. It's been a couple of years. And I'm going, I'll never work again. I'm comfortable. I'll never work again. And my old boss goes, hey, I'll pay you 10 times your rate. Do you know the
most captivating one for me? John Cena.
Oh.
Like his retirement run will wrap in December. It genuinely feels like both promotion and performer seem keen to keep to it, you know?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Let's see.
Let us know in the comment section below what old geezers you think are going to come out for this show. Do you think we'll have a Yokozuna and Ultimate Warrior hologram? I have no idea.
Get the Tugger paid for this one. Oh, hey, man.
Go on,
build a ginormous shot that's the wall for him to fall through.
Absolutely. Get him and a John Tenta hologram can beat the Street Profits or DIY or something.
Tugg will do the job.
Tugg will always do the job, man. You never want to... I don't know. I love Tugboat.
Me too.
Tugboat's my favourite.
Pay Fred Ottman.
Check out the video on your screen right now. The algorithm thinks you're going to love it. If you don't like it, send your stuff to al.go.rhythm@whatculture.com.
Send your stuff. I like that.
Yeah, dodgy stuff, man. Don't be dodgy.
All sorts out there now.
We'll be back with stuff that isn't about WrestleMania 43 in a bit.